recently saw a quote that said you can solve 80% of math problems with 20% of the equations. So thank you, random Redditor, where I saw that. You might be wondering to yourself, what does that have to do with anything? Well, my sweet, strange, specializing squire, let me show ya. In the machining space, you're gonna do a lot of reverse engineering. Well, I recently had this little specimen come across my desk. I know my camera doesn't show it well, but that right there is a radius. Convex radius. So we have to figure out how to measure that. Well, you see, I've got these things right here. It's a part for another customer, and I know for a fact that they are exactly 1.25 inches. And when I put it in there, you can see there's gaps. That doesn't fit quite right. Now I do have this set of precisely ground balls. However, the biggest is 1 inch, so we're in the same issue. So, with all of that being said, my job is to figure out how I can do this as accurately as possible with what's at my disposal. So let me show you what I did, after you tell me how you would approach this. Alright, now that you're done leaving that comment, I took this, right, the piece we're talking about. I made a mold that is the exact inverse of it, and then we do some fun number stuff. I use that fancy-pantsy comparator over there, and I take these numbers here, which is my A, which is going to be down to the point that I want to go, and then half of the circle, so it's easiest just to measure from one side to the other, maintaining the same Z depth, and then go up to the top edge, and you get your numbers. So we have our B value, our A value, and the equation that we are going to fix or solve. However, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been out of high school for a very long time. Like literally, I'm about to have a birthday this month, and good God, I've spent more time out of high school than I have in high school. So, I'm gonna use just an AI calculator. I know people don't like AI, but I did it and it worked and it was correct. The AI calculator gave me this as my radius, so I doubled it to get my diameter. Don't mind that, I write sol just so I know where my solved numbers are. 80% of math problems can be solved with 20% of the equations. If you didn't notice, that equation that I used was very, very similar to the Pythagorean theorem. In other words, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's how you figure out a triangle's length. Just adding an additional step to make it work, which is that 2a underneath. So it just goes to show, you don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to have the best tools, you just have to know how to use what you do have. And a simple pack of modeling clay from Walmart, it'll hold up just fine as long as you're not, touching it and rubbing on it. So I'd like if you would leave a comment and let me know what you would like me to talk about on here. Anything machine related, anything fabrication related, anything. Just let me know.